Hey, what's going on, Pisces? Butch here. I am going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what do we have for Pisces? What's going on for Pisces? All right, Pisces. The first thing that I see, Pisces, I feel like this is someone that you already know and someone that you have a history with, because I do feel like there is a deep connection that you have with this person. You know, we have that Six of Cups and that Lover's card. You know, this is something, like I said, this is someone that you already know. This is someone you have a history with. And I feel like with that, I feel like before, things didn't go as planned. Because I feel like this person, the more the connection became real, the more you became connected with each other. That's when that self-sabotaging energy came. That self-imposed prison. They started hiding behind these walls. I feel like with this person, I feel like they couldn't admit their feelings. Even though you knew there was something more, I feel like they tried to deny it. They tried to push you away. Because for them, I feel like there was a fear of commitment. They were afraid of committing to you. Because I feel like the idea that someone can love them was like a myth to them. It wasn't the fact that they didn't want to be with you. It wasn't the fact that they were, the commitment issue was the fact that they were afraid of committing and not getting it back. I feel like they were being a very stubborn energy with this person. I feel like there was a lot of internal struggle within them, and they felt like they needed to stand their ground. We have that internal struggle, that five of wands. I feel like it was a love that made them, it just made them feel weak. They felt like, the problem with some people is when they fall in love, they feel as though it's more of a burden, it's more of a curse than a blessing. Because it makes them vulnerable. I feel like this person was severely overthinking this. I feel like they thought they had to give up everything. They had to change for you. But what people don't realize is when somebody falls in love with you, they fall in love with you for you. Why would you have to change? They didn't fall in love with you being someone else. It's very confusing to me. But like I said, they didn't see what they had. They didn't see how real this really was. I feel like they couldn't commit, and I feel like it got to the point where, you had to let them go. You had to let them figure it out on their own. They didn't see what they had. I feel like intuitively you knew exactly what you guys had. You knew there was something special here. You knew this could be your person. But they couldn't admit that to themselves. It wasn't a fact that they were afraid of loving you. They were afraid that you wouldn't love them back. You know, they didn't want to leave themselves vulnerable. They didn't want to expose themselves. But like I said, I feel like that's when enough was enough. You know, I feel like it comes to a point when you can love someone as much as you want, but when you realize they're not loving you the way they should, sometimes we need to let people go, and sometimes they'll come back, and sometimes they don't. But that's the problem with this read. The thing that I see, or not the problem, the funny thing I see with this, I feel like you always knew they would be back. You know, even though they were shutting you out, even though they were trying to self-sabotage this because it was easier than just opening up and giving you everything they had, I feel like you knew they'd be back. Because I feel like what you knew was here. You know, Pisces are all, you know, very intuitive. You know, I feel like it's almost like, sure, you know, this is what we'll do. And like I said, they were pushing you away, and it's almost like the whole time you knew that they'd be back. And you were right. You know, that ship was finally coming back to port. I feel like this person, they couldn't walk away. They couldn't let you go. They couldn't get over you. They can't stop thinking about you. You know, and I feel like, you know, there's a lot of late nights, a lot of anxiety with this person. I feel like they finally realize that they messed up. They're finally seeing what they had in front of them. You know, and I feel like this person had to grow emotionally. I feel like they weren't emotionally, mature yet. And I feel like they needed that time to grow. They needed the fear of losing you in order for them to acknowledge their love for you. And like I said, it wasn't about them. They weren't afraid to tell you that they loved you. Because, you know, it wasn't like they were afraid because it wasn't true. They were afraid because I feel like it was a really vulnerable place for them to be. And it was easier for them to push you away than open up. And that shows they're emotionally immature. You know, that's that, you know, I don't feel like this person ever felt this type of love for anybody. And I feel like it was really hard for them to accept it. You know, it was hard for them to accept that someone could love them as much as they loved you. You know, like I said, they needed that. They needed to feel the loss. But like I said, they can't walk away from you. They only think about you. And that's why they are coming back. Finally facing their fears, because the fear of losing you outweighs the fear of being rejected. You know, we have that Ace of Wands. That reconciliation is coming. Finally facing their fears. Finally ready to step up. Finally ready to risk it all. And chase you. You know, this person will do whatever it takes to get you back. They know they screwed up. They can't get over you. They can't let you go, and they can't imagine a life without you. You know, they're going to risk it all for you. And it's what they should have done in the first place, but sometimes we're not always that smart. And like I said, I do see them reaching out and finally nurturing what they have here. This was, you know, you knew the potential here was great. You knew that there was something more, that they were, you know, it's almost like when someone tells you they don't want this, or, you know, they're not that into it, but you know that they are. But sometimes we just got to let them find their own words. You know, I see a huge transformation in this person. I feel like this person needed this in order to grow up. And now we can finally move forward. And like I said, they'll do it. We have 4 moon with the Chariot. And I see this person doing whatever it takes to make things right. Because they want to build a foundation with you. They're finally ready to take that leap of faith. And it wasn't an easy road to get to this, but it wasn't a short road either. But like I said, I feel like they weren't ready. They weren't ready before, and I feel like they started putting their walls up. The more feelings they felt for you, the more they started to, to swallow it instead of letting it out. I feel like they just tried to push you away, but I feel like intuitively you knew there was something more. But there comes a point when you can't help somebody, you have to let them learn to help themselves. I see a lot of happiness coming for you, and I feel like, like I said, I feel like if this would have went forward earlier and before, I feel like you would have never got to this point. I feel like if you would have held on a little bit longer, I feel like it would have made it worse. But they're back. They can't get over you. They can't let you go. But they needed to feel the loss in order to grow. They just needed it. They needed to know. And now they know. They don't want to be without you. And whatever it takes to make that right, they'll do. Like I said, with that 10 of Wands, they're going to put in the work. They're going to do what needs to be done. You make them happy. They knew that before. They were just afraid that you couldn't love them as much as they loved you. When people... Let's just do this. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I just like to get the read over with before I talk, because some people don't want to hear me talk. Sometimes we know what's best for us. Sometimes we feel something, intuition is telling us something, but some people ignore, and I felt like they ignored their intuition. It felt right, and it felt so right that they thought it must have been wrong. It's silly to hear that. To some people that sounds so confusing, that it felt so right it had to be wrong. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But I don't think this person was looking to make sense. Sometimes we need to lose everything to gain appreciation for anything. Well, like I said, they're back, and they're coming back, and they're all in. Because nothing can be worse than not having you. Nothing can be worse than, being... It's not even about being alone. When you've met the person you're meant to be with, and then you lose them, you could be in a crowd of people and still feel alone. And that's what this person feels. They felt lost without you. And like I said, they're going to do whatever it takes to make things right. They didn't see what they had before, but they see it now. And for all you cross watchers out there, not defending it, but it's never too late. When true love is involved, it's never too late. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.